Hey there, Coach Jeff here with Fierce Play, and I am joined by Coach BJ, who's going to be heading up our teen athletics program we have coming up July 25th. And today we're going to be talking about kind of some results that we're looking to target for the teens in maybe the coordination. We talked a little bit about strength, and the first video we talked a little bit about BJ's kind of passion for helping kids and why he really wants to head up this program. Today I want to ask a little bit about how is ultimately coordination going to help them not only in sport but just kind of more daily life as well.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's a great question. We talked last time a lot about how strength applies across the board to different sports, but yeah, the way that coordination works together with strength is it's kind of a way that you can express the strength. You know, being strong but uncoordinated, you have no really way to show or display the strength you've gained. But by developing coordination along with it, now you have this ability to go out and perform and display and show, like, hey, I'm strong in this movement pattern or capacity or whatever it is, athletic adventure, whatnot. And what that really translates to as well is this capability to try new things, to do various sports. I know a lot of kids, a lot of youth, I did this too as a kid, like play different sports. And that coordination can transfer from one sport to the next. Even, something as similar as like baseball and golf seem kind of similar, right? Or hockey and golf even.
Yeah.
But then you have, how does that work with track or football? The coordination still does transfer into this wide array of expressions, which is also really cool when you look at the rest of life. So now let's say you're out of school and you're an adult and you want to try a new hobby, whether it's another type of athletics, maybe it's pickleball, or it's learn a new skill like ride a motorcycle or something along those lines, something that could be off the wall, right? That strength and coordination gives you a much better advantage in being able to learn these new skills that involve motor learning. It involves using your limbs in communication with your brain, and that coordination will give you an advantage when it comes to learning those skills.
I think a good example of this is ultimately if you guys have ever seen kind of one of those kids that's maybe smaller, but they just seem like super talented. Like the word talent, in my opinion, is very correlated with coordination and technique, because it doesn't matter how strong or big you are if you can't express that strength because you don't have the coordination or the technique with it. And usually these are kind of your outlier people that maybe they initially started behind because they don't have the strength or the size that some of these other kids do, but they thrive because of how quick they are, how they can start to actually use their body in different ways on the field. Maybe. Now, the other thing that is kind of neglected when we talk about coordination, and the reason it's important to me that this is kind of an element of what we're doing in here with teens is because personally playing youth sports and a lot of the actual adults that I coach in here who used to play sports, they were never taught proper positioning inside of movements. And ultimately what that causes is it causes injury long term. Like just because you're super strong, if you're not mobile enough or which doesn't necessarily directly correlate with coordination, but if you don't have the mobility to express proper technique, it makes it hard. But it is an injury prevention mechanism, in my opinion, in order to kind of express a better movement pattern so that you can move larger loads and not be as high risk for getting injured or getting injured on the field simply because you cut wrong or do something else wrong.
Essentially, with coordination, we're talking about the ability to efficiently move well.
Yeah. And so that is kind of one of the key indicators that we're going to be targeting. Now, with all of these results that we're looking for, we are going to have certain measurements that we're going to be taking kind of day one with all the teens, and then we're also going to be doing it on the last day so that we can kind of see the before and after results after they put in 5 weeks of work, and you guys will be able to see their results as well. So that is kind of all for the coordination. We're going to have another video on conditioning and then a separate video on kind of the educational pieces that we're going to be adding to this, really to try to empower teens so that you guys don't always have to be telling them or trying to educate them on what they do, because personally with my daughters, they don't always like listening to me when it comes to nutrition and how to eat and some of these other life lessons that have really served me well over the years. But I can tell you, I didn't really listen to my parents when I was a kid either.
So we're here to help. That's the point. We're here to help you out as the parents.
If you want more details, shoot us either an email or a text message. The email is jeff@fierceplay.co. And then you can shoot us a text to 612-688-4899. Look forward to hearing from you, and we'll speak soon.